Okay, it is almost time to get started here. I'm going to give everybody just a minute here to make sure and join the live session before we kick things off. I'll keep an eye on the attendees there. Let a few more of you guys join this morning. Looking great so far. Looks like Brooke said good morning. Good morning, Brooke. All right, it looks like we're pretty much good to go, so I think we'll go ahead and get things going. Good morning, Cadence. How are you? All right. So, hope everyone is having a fantastic morning so far. I just wanted to say good morning to my friends. I'm your special guest presenter today. My name is Brandon, and I am one of the engineers at Quest. So I'm going to tell you a little bit about what I do and why I became an engineer, and also some tools that you can use to kind of do some of the things that I'm going to show you today. So it'll be really fun for you guys. You can get creative and kind of do some work on your own. But I have to say, I have a really fun job at Quest Integration. I get to do a lot of really cool things. I get to work with other engineers to help them use different tools and get creative and solve problems. That's one of the reasons that I became an engineer in the first place. When I was a kid, just like you guys, I used to love drawing things on paper, building things, making things, figuring out how things work. That was really a lot of fun for me when I was a kid. So it took me a while, but I finally realized that all that stuff that I enjoyed doing, that's what engineers do. They design things, they build things, they help other people bring their ideas to life and figure out how things work. That's really what engineers do on a daily basis. So, like I said, I have a pretty fun job. A lot of the engineers that I work with get to design some pretty cool stuff, things that you guys have seen before. These are some examples of work that some of the engineers do that I get to work with. Everything from fire trucks to airplanes to electronics, equipment that makes the food that you guys eat, computer chips that go into your tablets and video games, all that fun stuff, even things like flying motorcycles. I've seen all kinds of great things that engineers develop. And this is really, really fun because I get to help them implement tools that will help them do their jobs better. So I'm going to show you a little bit of what that looks like here today. Some really fun stuff. So just real quick, you guys can leave some comments below, but how many of you kids out there have seen some people around your town wearing masks today? I'm sure a lot of you have. You might have seen surgical masks up there. I've got a nice little picture of a mom and her child. They've got surgical masks on. Now, why are some people wearing these today? That's a little bit of what we're going to take a look at today. And I'm going to use some tools that engineers would use to help explain why covering your cough is so important today. As many of you guys know, there are a lot of ways that people can get sick. And one of the ways people can get sick is by spreading germs. We all know that not covering your cough is a pretty fast way to spread germs. So have you ever wondered if you could see a cough, what would it look like? That's what I'm going to show you guys today. We're going to run a little experiment, and I'm going to use one of my favorite engineering tools called SOLIDWORKS and their simulation tools to help you take a look at this, we're going to do a little experiment to see what a cough would look like. It's going to be really fun. So we'll take a look at that here. All right, so here's a quick little example. You guys can see I've got a couple of humans modeled here. We're going to say these guys are twin brothers, right? So we've got a couple of humans together. And as many of you guys know, some of the things that we're talking about right now is keeping your distance from other people, making sure that we don't spread germs too easily. So these guys are standing a little ways apart, but the experiment that we're going to run here is what happens if one of these guys, one of these brothers, was to cough without a mask on or without covering his cough. And then what happens if he were to use a mask? What is that going to look like? Right, so you can see I've created a little mask here that's going to cover his cough. We'll get more into that in just a second here. We'll compare. So let's say that one of the brothers is going to cough, but he decides he's not going to cover it. What is that going to look like? What I'm showing you guys here is a quick simulation, is what we call this, of a real-world example. This experiment actually shows a little burst of air coming out of one brother's mouth, and you can see that the other brother is standing just a little bit too close. That's a really quick way to spread germs. That's why it's so important to cover your cough, make sure that you guys are washing your hands, protecting yourselves from those germs. That's really, really important, especially right now. Now here's, we've seen what it looks like if we don't cover our cough. Let's put a mask on and see what that looks like. Pretty cool, right? You can see the one brother cough still, but those germs don't make it all the way to his other brother. This is what covering your cough can actually do. You can help prevent the spread of germs. Now, some of the air does come out of that mask, right? But a lot of those germs get held back. They don't make it as far. So that's a quick example of covering a cough and protecting others from germs. Did you guys know that when you cough, the air coming out of your mouth can actually move as fast as 50 miles per hour? That's faster than some of the cars that are driving to the grocery store right now. Pretty interesting, right? But this is just an example of some of the really cool tools that I get to use. I've always loved using tools ever since I was a kid. And as an engineer, you get to use some of the best tools that are out there. Really, really fun stuff. Now, you've seen an example of what I can do. Hopefully that was a fun look to see what it looks like if you could actually see a cough. I hope you guys enjoyed that. Now, Chantel has been talking about some of the tools that you guys can use on your own. And I want to talk a little bit about that to wrap things up here and give you some ideas for how you can get started with using tools like this. So let's look at a quick example. Yesterday, Chantel talked about SOLIDWORKS Apps for Kids. This is a tool that you guys can use for free. You can get in, design your own ideas, create your own characters, machines, whatever it is you want to create. This is a tool that you can use to design whatever it is you have in your head. And you can do it in 3D. Totally fun. So ask your parents if you can log on and get started with apps for kids. You can do it on your tablet. You can do it on your home computer. It's really a lot of fun to play around with. It's really simple. You just browse to SOLIDWORKS Apps for Kids. That's swappsforkids.com. And we'll post a comment here. You guys can click on the link and go to that website. Ask your parents to get signed up. It's pretty straightforward. But I want to show you a couple of quick things here too of what this SOLIDWORKS Apps for Kids can do. So you see this girl on the home page here was able to create her own little character, and that's what I want to challenge you guys to do today. Create something new. If it's a machine, if it's a character, if you want to create a 3D portrait of yourself, go ahead and do it. I want to challenge you guys to get in there and use these tools and have some fun with it. Be creative. I'll show you a couple examples of some things that we've done with it. My daughter Danica got signed up for SOLIDWORKS Apps for Kids, and she designed this cute little puppy. All right? And you can create new shapes, you can color it, you can put backgrounds behind it. You can even take these designs that you've created and 3D print them. Pretty cool, right? If you wanted to actually hold your design in your hand, that's an almost instant way to do it. Very, very cool. So Danica designed a little puppy. Yesterday I had some fun and made my own little shark. We've got a toothless shark here. He's probably not going to catch very many fish, will he? But he's got a cool little background behind him. You guys can make him swim, move him around. This is all really fun. So get in there, challenge yourself, create some new things, and show us what you've created. You guys can check out SOLIDWORKS Apps for Kids, join for free, do it on any device, and feel free to share those designs with us. If you want to post a picture and share it with us on Facebook, there's even a way that you can share those on the SOLIDWORKS Apps for Kids community. If you want to do that, you can snap a little picture and share your design with the other kids that are using SOLIDWORKS Apps for Kids. So that's all we've got for you today. I hope you guys had a lot of fun with me here on the QuestByte. Again, my name's Brandon. Hope you enjoyed the Friday session here. And make sure to join us next week. We've got more coming up with QuestByte that you guys should really have fun with. So go out and have some fun today. Enjoy that nice weather, and we'll see you again next week. Thanks, everyone.